turn this chat on. We might have a lot of chatters today. This is some hype stuff. Yeah, glory be to God. Welcome back. Lifted Noise. My name's Raul. Yeah, I'm super excited about this one. Like, gas for real. Like, it just don't stop. I just recently, like 2 months ago, picked up the Novation Circuit Rhythm and was talking about how much better it is in so many different ways compared to the SP404. Of course, I own the SP404A. I sold it a while back, so it's been a while. I want you guys to come in and chat with me because there's some things I probably don't remember too clearly. But what I want to do is I'm going to pull up the picture of the new MK2 and a picture of the SP404A and kind of compare the two, and then just go into detail, just like I've looked at it a little bit, like the release notes, whatever. It hasn't been released, of course, but there's some information. Salika Bassi, I'm starved for more info. This thing is amazing. Well, Bless Beats, I kind of checked his video out, and I think he's pretty much got all the information. I don't know if he covered everything, but I'm gonna pull it all up here. I'm gonna pull up the pictures, and I was having some technical difficulties, so hopefully this runs smoothly. If it doesn't, then I don't know. Got to just chalk it up to like Providence. So, but things are working so far. I'm gonna pull up all the information. There's like bullet points of like the stuff that's included, the new upgrades with this new MK2 model. So let's go ahead and start it. What's up, Everett Vincent? This is like someone took a Digitag and MPC 1000, smashed them together, and put them in SP404 form factor. Yeah, man, it looks like, just from looking at it, that it has some MPC features. Yeah, so let's just take a look. Let's see if I can pull this stuff up without the app crashing. I gotta put it and turn it on. Okay, so you guys can see this. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can make it. I can make it larger, I think. So if I don't mess this up, trying to make these images as large as possible. Okay, so here's the SP404A. I used to own one of these for a little bit. I really like a lot of its features, sound design capabilities. I'm kind of like, I've been going back and forth about the Circuit Rhythm because it just doesn't have, you know, that dimension to it as far as sound design. So I kind of want to return it now that I see this, because I was saying that, you know, the Novation Circuit Rhythm has so many, shoot, if I can turn it on. There it is. All right, so you guys can see this. I am Sight. What's up, bro? You catching one? Yeah, man. Yeah, coming with the gas again, bro. It's gonna start to seem like I got a problem. Like, you know, I was just thinking that thumbnail on that Dad Beats podcast we did. Circuit is the redheaded stepchild. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I've gone back and forth because it is kind of fun. But it's way limited, you know, and I've kind of been like, just want to hang out, see what kind of upgrades they do, because they've already added some. They had one update for the Circuit Rhythm, and it was a pretty cool little feature that they added. Like, it's like on the fly chopping on the input, so it's got that guy for it. But anyways, the topic today is the SP404 MK2. So we're looking at these two things, and one of the most obvious things, actually wasn't obvious, I didn't notice at first, is that it has 16 pads over the 12 pads. So I was thinking, like, did they actually, this is obviously not going to be the exact size of these, but I'm wondering if they made it a slightly longer to put the pads on there, you know? So that there is cool, just having an extra, an extra row of pads. And then if you start looking at some of the button labels and things, you notice that you have MPC style stuff, features. You have 16 velocities, And then over here you also have chromatic over here in under the 4 button, pad 4, excuse me. You got mute groups. Now that's dope. Pad link. I don't know if that's something we had before with the 404A. Not sure what that is. Pad link. Maybe that's like, ooh, I'm thinking maybe that's kind of like layering. So you don't actually have layers, but maybe it's not layering. But like in the MPC, you have, let me see if I can remember what it's called. You have simultaneous play. So maybe pad link is something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, if that's something we've had for a while. Yeah, I found this information. I got it suggested from Reddit, and then it led me to Electronauts, and I'm gonna pull up the paperwork and stuff. That's got like all the details. What up, Jared Marvel? Damn, Roland, I don't need another sampler. I have 5 already, including the 404A, but I really want the MK2 bed. Yeah, I mean, why not upgrade? I'm all for the excuses right now. I'm kind of just in love with this thing because from the looks of it, I think they've really like fixed all the limitations that I didn't like about the 404A. So I'm hoping that they have improved the sequencer. I didn't really get into the sequencer much. With the 404A, I was doing the resample method, but there is, I'll get into it when I pull the papers up, when I pull the information up. So what else do you guys see? Let's see. Yes. There's down here on the subpad, there's something called project, which I think is dope because one thing that is cool about the SP404 is that it does like this disc streaming type of thing that we want in the MPC where, you know, you can load up as much sounds as you want as long as it's your little SD card is capable of holding it, right? So, but in this way, like when you turn the SP on, everything's already there. There's no load times. There's nothing. So you are limited to as many pad banks as there was, and then so your samples would all be set in there. And if you did want to like interchange, you'd have to interchange like the SD card. So I'm thinking this might be kind of like, hopefully, I really like the way that Novation Circuit does projects because it saves projects in packs. So it saves a pack, and then in the pack you have a set of samples, like 128 samples, and then in there you can do like 32 different projects and make different beats within those projects. So yeah, so that's cool that you're gonna be able to load different projects from the SD card. So maybe there will be some load time with this, but there also is, I believe, a 16 gigabyte internal storage. So we'll see how that works out. I think pad link is buses. Okay. Yeah, that's something we got that's new. Bus effects. I don't know too much about it, but it sounds dope. Yeah, multiple pads at once. That's what I'm thinking. That'd be dope. I used to, with my 404A, just layer samples by triggering them at the same time and resampling them, which was pretty dope in itself. It's really quick, along with like the isolator to EQ your drums and make them really knock. So, all right, like looking up at the top section with the effects section, what do we have? We got filter drive, voice transformer, I guess, and delay. So up here, filter drive, resonator, delay, and then on the right you have isolator, DGFX looper, and MFX. One thing you don't see is the list of effects that are on the 404A to the right of the little LCD display or whatever you call it. So I think there's going to be much more to the screen here. And as you can see, there's a line at top, and it says P-1, A-1, I believe. What is that? Not sure what that would be, but maybe that's project. You got bus. What is that? It's hard for me to see. Maybe you guys can see it better. I got kind of a small screen. But yeah, there it looks. Jared Marvel. It looks like there's an auto chop feature. Can you see that? On, yeah, there's a chop right here at the start end on the new unit. There's envelope, and oh, right here is a big one. A big limitation of SP404 is not having a real pitch knob. So I'm guessing if you click this pitch speed knob and then you have this new dial right here, it says push and enter. that's probably gonna maybe give you some ability for whatever mode you're in, corresponding to the pad. So that's pretty dope. All speculation, but yeah, there's rumors the screen will show a waveform. That's pretty cool, I guess. Like it's funny because yeah, I'd like to see it. Although people really flip flop. I'm flip flopping here because like I don't really necessarily care. Like that's one thing I liked about the 404A, the Novation circuit, is using your ears. You don't have a waveform. I mean, you can still use your ears without, you know, if you have a waveform. So it'll be interesting. It probably is going to be pretty basic looking, you know, but that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Let's see what else we got. Roll. I don't believe the roll. No, roll was not present on the SP404A. I believe they did have it on like the SP555, which I've never tried, but I've been interested in checking it out because it seems like the 555 had a lot of the features that I wanted with the 404A that, you know, was missing. So we got roll, so we're doing like note repeat stuff, MPC style note repeat. What else we got here? Pattern select, pattern edit. I got the chat window kind of covering some of the SP404s, so it's kind of hard to see some of this. But yeah, I'm hoping for the sequencer to be really improved. I'm doing a lot of these here. But I do want to also pull up pictures of the back of the unit, because I do have pictures of each so we see the actual hardware changes. I'm sure some of you have seen this. Let's see. There's under the loop you have ping pong, so that's new. So I guess you can loop samples and have that kind of, I'm guessing, like reverse style looping, which I've never really gotten too much into. The MPC has the similar features, I believe, but I haven't really got into looping any of my sounds, which would be, I mean, I guess, I don't know. It would be good for like key notes, you know what I mean, like a C or an E, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you have a chromatic function now, which is dope. So I'm guessing that's just, maybe it's limited to the 16 pads, so it's kind of like your 16 levels on an MPC, but you have those two features separate. Here on the SP you have 16 velocity and separate chromatic. It'd be cool if it'd be, you know, stretched out for a full length of a keyboard if you plug in like your MIDI keyboard. Hey, Everett Vincent, man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the donation, super chat. That's what's up. Mic guitar inputs at the bottom there. Yeah, we do see that. I haven't seen an actual picture of the front, but that does give away what you got on the front. You got phones. I've heard that there's actually 2 phone jacks, so you have like 1/8 and 1/4. And then you have a mic and guitar input, and you have a separate input here, it looks like. Yeah, I am psyched. Yeah, run those likes up, guys. Come on, let's get this moving. But anyways, man, I'm just here to geek out with you guys. Let me go into the chat a little bit, see what you guys are saying. Bus effects will let you apply effects without resampling or giving up control of one effect while you're applying it. I think it just means unlimited effects. Yeah, that's dope. That is dope. I mean, I like the resampling stuff. That's one thing I also wanted to get into, is because a lot of people prefer the resampling method of beat making with these SP404s over the sequencer, just because phone call there, just because the sequencer is kind of weird. Like I couldn't get a beat on time with it. So, and then there's something special about just using your own timing and making a beat. So the resampling method is interesting. And if anyone could tell me what the polyphony on the original SP404 or the 404A was, I forget what it was, but it was really low. Like you could press like 2-3 pads, like stereo pads, and then your sounds would start to cut out. So, but the SP404 MKii actually has a pretty decent polyphony. So I'm not gonna say it right now. I already have an idea what it is, but I'm gonna pull that up too in a second. These 404s are dedicated more to live players. Um, gosh, people keep calling me. Um, yeah, I think initially, but I think what they are doing is they decided to kind of go with the beatmaker route and add these extra things like chop, 16 velocity, chromatic, all this other stuff for beatmakers. Since maybe that was the intent with the 404 by Roland initially to be like a sample player for DJs, but it's kind of created this whole culture of beat makers. Um, I don't know, starting probably with like Madlib. I know he uses like or did at least back when I was listening to a lot of his stuff, like Quasimodo and stuff. He did all that stuff, I think, on SPs. So I think it's the culture is kind of taken it, you know what I mean, and made it a beat maker's tool. So I think they're running with that and really adding a lot more beat maker tools, functions to it. So it's really cool. Um, let's see. I think the knob next to Mark on the right will let you select transients like a DJ deck. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that would be cool. Because the mark, that's like picking your start endpoints by ear. That's how it was chopping with that thing by ear. Let's see. Basically, all the pain points of the 404 are gone. Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be cool. Like I'm pretty much for sure picking one up. You know, and I'll get rid of the Novation. I mean, I am kind of curious to hold on to it for a while, see what they do. But this really just, if the sequencer's right, they just killed it. You know, because I think I don't know what happened there. Maybe because they really what Novation did is they announced it, or they might have leaked it like more than half a year in advance, and it kind of seemed like they were going for the SP404 uh target, market. Maybe the Roland 404 MK2 was a response to that. Maybe they already had that in the works. But it's funny because, yeah, if this sequencer is tight, even without it, like with the polyphony increase that we're about to see, man, like it just killed it. Like the circuit ain't comparing. But the 404 goes for like 600, about 5.5. So we'll see. Everett, Vincent, USB-C audio and MIDI. Yeah, the USB-C audio. So that could mean what? A couple of things here. It's either in or out, or possibly both. Like the possibilities, that's dope. Just like the jump, just USB-C audio. I wonder. So like you can probably, maybe you can plug in like MIDI keyboards that are like USB MIDI keyboards, class compliant stuff, like the MPC does. I thought you were trying not to give in to gas. Of course, I'm always trying not to give in to gas, but nah, man. This one, I'll gladly have some gas for this, man. I'm feeling a bit bloated right now. Uh, but yeah, man, I'm just entertaining it right now. It's cool to look at, and man, one thing about me is like I'll always trade him for the tool that's gonna work out better for me. And of course, this is not likely a tool that's a replacement for my MPC. Because there's one thing I don't see this being able to do is like audio tracks and me. I mean, there's always a way around recording vocals and stuff, but that's something that I'm really pushing towards, and that's what I gotta focus on with my MPC because it's got the capability, and I need to start writing some songs with it because that's just really what I'm feeling. So yeah, I know, man, the gas for real. All right, so what else is there on here? You guys see, because I'm about to probably take these images down and pull up the information, or maybe pull up the back of it. Although there's not much difference with the back of it, other than what you already stated. With the USB-C and what is it? The MIDI, or the MIDI is now like the 1/8 jacks, which is fine. They're just saving space, and yeah, I think everything else is pretty much standard as it was before. Yeah, what other than vinyl sim do you want it for, or is that enough? Oh, I love the isolator. So I got it mainly for the vinyl sim because I was just a geek about that. But the isolator ended up being my favorite thing about the SP404. It's pretty much just EQs, but like just EQing your, you know, throwing the low end up on a kick drum, resampling it, and then you can do it like endlessly, and it's just really knocking like that. That is dope in itself. And then I just kind of like the hands-on approach of it and just creating beats, even, you know, the resampling method without the sequencer. Yeah. All right, all right, you guys are revealing too much. You already know, so I'm gonna pull these down, and then real quick, I guess I'll pull up. Let's see if I pull up the